summer is nearly over, and I haven't had the time to do as much photography as I would have liked to. So I decided to spend a whole day out doing street photography. The plan was to make one of those a day of photography type of videos, but so many crazy things happened this day that I don't think that would do it justice. So this will be called a photographer's bizarre adventure. So I took the train to Helsinki in the morning, and I started photographing almost right away when I found this path. I saw the docks nearby, and I just had to go there because I love photographing birds, even though I'm not really a bird photographer. I wish the birds were in focus in this picture, but I still like the vibe. This is definitely one of my favorite shots from this day. I just love how she's riding into the light and the random shopping cart on the right. What made this day of photography a bit interesting was that my camera's LCD screen was dead, so I had to use the viewfinder, which I usually don't do. And I think it made me stand out way more as a photographer. So I had a lot more confrontations than I do usually, but most people were very nice about it when I just explained to them that I'm documenting and making art. This picture is epic. I love how the big metal ball has a shine right where the person's white hair is. I had never seen this bridge before, so as a photographer, I am legally obligated to take a picture of it. This restaurant looks really aesthetically pleasing from the outside, so I might have to go in there someday just because of that. I was told that Kallio would be a great place to photograph, so I headed there next after these pictures. I don't usually think that buildings of this color look nice, but here, for some reason, it just looks good, like really good. It was about to start raining, but I was actually kinda excited about that since I've been wanting to do rain photography anyway. Just like that, the rain stopped. For the first time in my life, I was actually kind of disappointed by that. Although, the sun reflecting from the moist ground actually looks really nice too. I decided to go back a little bit because I wanted to have a break in this park to have some caffeine and smoke a cigarette. I had a little Snow White moment going on during my break since I was surrounded by all these birds. And you know what that means? Looking at all of those birds made me kinda hungry, so I decided to go to the center to find a nice food place. This reflection shot goes kinda hard. So many frames within a frame. I came across this statue, which is called Äidin rakkaus, which roughly translates to the love of a mother, but you can have your own interpretation of it if you'd like. I had tons of fun framing these shots though. At this street, I saw another street photographer for the first time ever, and it made me feel like a bit less of a weirdo going around with a camera in Finland. Also, the rain came back, so that's cool. I love these shots so much. The color of their clothes match with the signs of the building in the background, and it's super cool. This shot would have been perfect if those people were in the middle of this gap, but it is what it is. I felt like eating ramen, so I went to one of my favorite restaurants in Helsinki, which is Momotoko. I ordered the pork tonkotsu ramen and takoyaki, and I gotta say, that meal hit different. Unfortunately, I can't provide you guys ramen slurping ASMR since the restaurant played copyrighted music, but I hope you like the content regardless. It's already afternoon, and you might be thinking that where's the crazy stuff that you talked about in the beginning of the video? And well, all of that stuff will be shown in this later part of the video. So, near the train station there were some people who were preaching how Jesus will save us all, and they actually noticed me taking photos of them. So, one of the people who were running the Jesus event actually invited me to be there to document what's happening there. So, as a very non-religious person, of course I said yes. The event was like 1.5 hours away, so I needed to kill time, so I went exploring some more. And also, I got free energy drinks. This pic goes so hard. I love the silhouette. At the Central Library, Oodi, there was a very unexpected scenario of a Free Senegal protest with skateboarders in the background. And I have to say, I've never seen anything like that before. I didn't stick around for a long time though, because I don't think they liked me being there with a camera. So next up, I arrived at the Amos Rex Art Museum, and this has to be one of my favorite places to photograph in Helsinki because of the neon signs and the reflections on the windows and all the people, weird shapes, and I don't know. It's just such a cool place. I've never actually been inside the museum before, but that is on the bucket list to do before I inevitably disappear in this world like a fart in the Sahara, which could be difficult because I've been too addicted to playing Baldur's Gate 3. So I ran into a sport event nearby where people were playing street hockey, because what would be more Finnish than playing ice hockey without ice? Except maybe depression and alcohol. and also lining up for free buckets. So the big Jesus event has finally started, and there was like a big music concert of Jesus rap, and people were hyped in the audience. It was actually kind of crazy. There was also some preaching, of course, although I wasn't really a big fan of it. They said something like, "You don't need $1 million to be happy, you only need Jesus." They used an example of a rich celebrity unaliving themselves as proof, which I think was really messed up and not cool. But I guess I wasn't the target audience anyway. But at least the Jesus band's drummer let me take a portrait of him when I gave him a cigarette. After losing my faith in religion yet again, I decided to go and find some nice things to photograph. This was actually a super wholesome scene. She was carrying her dog over the birds, and there is something very endearing about that. So at this point, I had already been outside taking pictures for like 9 hours, so I decided that that would be a good time to start walking towards the train station and prep for leaving. This day was very eventful. It started out pretty chill with just regular street photography, but a lot of crazy things started happening almost back to back towards the end of the day. I also did a lot of things that were outside my comfort zone because my camera's LCD screen was broken and I had more confrontations than usual. I asked people for portraits. I shot B-roll instead of POV footage. A lot of things I did differently this day, but I gotta say, it was definitely the best day of photography I've ever had. Not because of the pictures, but because of the experience. If you've never dedicated a whole day to just photography, I would recommend it. Being able to immerse yourself into just making photos all day is just something so amazing. I think I learned a lot, and although I was super tired for the next few days and couldn't move almost at all, I still cannot wait to do this again someday.